that M83? Yeah, damn, I have not listened to that song forever. Alrighty, I wasn't necessarily planning on doing this, this review. I was trying to figure out something like a new item, but, me and Harley, the videographer this time, my good friend, went to Costco, a new Costco out in the suburbs. They had a Raising Cane's. I didn't know they had these out here. I've only had this once before. Elliot, if you're watching this, that was a pretty good Raising Cane's out in Athens, Georgia. We both got the 4 10D box, enough good boy points to get it. So we got, some Texas toast, cane sauce, coleslaw, fries, and of course, the tendies. Been eating out a lot recently. Our kitchen appliances are not working. We don't actually have a stove yet. Start off simple. The crinkle cut fries are fine. They're not that good. Like, they do the job. They're a palate cleanser, I guess. Could be a little salty or could be a little crisper. Or they could go full grease mode, but as is, they're just kind of like, chewy-ish. A little bit greasy. Just middle-of-the-road fries. Inoffensive. Let's take a tiny bite of Texas toast. Buttery, fluffy. Looks like a cross between challah and Wonder Bread, which is perfect in my opinion. Pretty good so far. Let's go for cane sauce. Owen just described something as droney shoegaze to me. I will see what that is soon. No chicken in that bite. It was just breading. But it was very good. Yeah, we're eating this in a mall parking lot right now. It's really, really fucking weird because there is a Sears nearby, which I thought were all out of business, and then right across from that, a Toys R Us. So I feel like we've kind of fallen into this different dimension where things went slightly different. I'm worried, like, maybe when we drive back into the city, like, things are gonna change. I don't know. Maybe, like, what else went out of business? Yeah, I don't really know what to expect in the future. Maybe I fell into a hole. It's possible. I'm trying to think if there's been any weird stuff. I mean, there was the moon, of course. Did I do a review since the moon? We saw it. Maddie and Isaac went out to the burbs, actually really near this Costco, I think, probably within a half mile or mile. Found some park that was pretty dark and stood on top of a sewage vent to watch the eclipse. We got most of it. The clouds passed right as the total eclipse started and came back right after it ended. So, there we go. Very good chicken, very chewy and soft. Not rubbery, which is one of my main problem with tendies. Very gentle, flaky crust. I didn't try the coleslaw yet. But yeah. Blood Supermoon, I felt pretty good about it. It seemed very cold at the time, the single digits, to stand outside for a while, but then the next week and this past week, as you may know, I was in the heart of the polar vortex and it was -20. And so now single digits feels warm, but now it's 50 degrees, which is really terrifying. Like that, including wind chill, it's like a 100-degree swing in the space of 72 hours. And so I feel kind of weird about that. The world is falling apart. I'm pretty excited. I tend to think it's going to fall apart quicker than most people. It's a mayo-based coleslaw, which tends to not be my favorite. But it has a little more flavor than most kind of fast food joint slaws. There's a bit more of a, kind of relishy taste to it, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know. My timeline for things continuing as status quo is status quo-ish is tops 3 to 5 more years. I think things are just gonna we're already seeing things start to change, and I think it's gonna be a trickle than a flood. Stability collapses real fast. So here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna use this Texas toast to make a little sandwich. gonna put a little bit of everything, maybe even a fry on it. So first you got the chicken, bit of slaw. Should have gotten 2 pieces of Texas toast instead of the fries, because you can do that. I know that's what Elliot told me. Elliot, I'll tag you in this video, because this really is dedicated to you. You're the one who introduced me to Cane's. Oh yeah. Should I put a fry in it? I like fries in sandwiches, but it feels a little off base for just like a DIY chicken sandwich. Alrighty. Kind of more like a hot dog. It's good. All the flavors go great together. But yeah, no. I was at a talk with Avery the other day about Mark Fisher, because, a collection of his blog essays just kind of came out, which I haven't really read too much of, but one good point is, like, capitalist realism really is just fucking collapsing. Like, I mean, everything which has seemed set in stone for, like, most of growing up is just, like, increasingly not. Like, from just absurd, ridiculous headlines to people, like, increasingly believing, like, this isn't how things always are and always will be, is a pretty huge discursive shift. Like, they seem to think the answer was just, like, the new Green Deal democratic socialism, which makes sense. It was some fucking Jacobin dude who really wanted to bang AOC. But it's like, I think that would be more status quo as normal. It might happen for a bit, but, like, things are going to get way weirder. I'm looking forward to, like, technocratic Spartan military theocracy. Not theocracy, military state. I don't know why I said theocracy. Been on my mind a bit, since some alt-right people are starting to want Islamic theocracy in the US, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know. I like Mark Fisher a lot. Maybe it means mental health stuff will get better. Like, anxiety will stop being the kind of dominant affect of our age, as, like, we exit just sort of standard precarity into I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because I think that actually, like, is less sort of like, that was a really good bite, except some of my hair got in it. The cane sauce is so good. Like, perfect mix of, like, mayo. It's like sriracha mayo, but a little milder and, like, better. And it's like most signature sauces. Like, pretty interchangeable with Big Mac sauce. But yeah, what was I saying? Big Macs, oh yeah, anxiety. Like, I feel anxiety is kind of the dominant affect, is pretty related to, like, as I think Fisher says, or, like, other people said, like, the affect of, like, precarity combined with boredom. Like, having too much time to dwell on how all of us, like, don't really have a path forward. And so I think when things start to get less boring but more precarious, it's going to stop being anxiety and become more like something much more directed and urgent. It'll still be bad, but it'll be different and exciting. So kind of like excited jitters. It's going to be the new shtick we have to deal with, which I'm pretty excited for. I can deal with that a lot better than just sort of like general depressive malaise I've been going through most of my life. So, honestly, now that I have fully no direction, I'm just like a fucking just graduated college and doing nothing besides baristaing in the city. I'm the least anxious I've ever been. I don't know why. Maybe I'll go to grad school and get that anxiety back or something. Or maybe one day these reviews will take off. And that'll be how I pay the rent. Last thing we're going to do is try dipping the fry in the sauce. Makes it better. It's a good vehicle. Alright, well, signing off now. Hopefully I'll find a new thing to review soon. Like, subscribe, and share. PewDiePie. No, don't ever. I'm sorry for making a PewDiePie joke. He's a bad man.